Hello and welcome to Storytime with Mr. Ryan. With Halloween season upon us, I thought it would be a good time to read some Halloweeny, spookerific stories. And today's story is near and dear to my heart because it is a classic example of what we call nonsense poetry, or nonsense verse. A literary art form perfected in the 19th century by such authors as Edward Lear, known for his limericks, or Lewis Carroll, known for Alice in Wonderland. But it also transcends into the modern era. For example, Dr. Seuss is a classic example of a nonsense poet. Somebody who employs made-up words and combines different and confusing sounds in order to create a cohesive whole. For example, you may notice in the title, one of the words you may not recognize. Black and bittern was night. Bittern is not an English word, nor can you find it in any English dictionary. But using context clues as well as the voice of the poem, you are able to interpret bittern as meaning something like spooky or mysterious. And it's this reader translation that really breathes life into nonsense poetry. So without further ado, I present to you Black and Bittern Was Night by Robert Heidbreder with illustrations by John Martz. Let's hop on in. Black and bittern was night, that Halloween night when skul-a-mug-mugs split out skelety fright. They ring-ruckled round, encluping the town, with quake quiver up and scree-scrackle down. Then, with scree-scrackle scroans and fog-footed wheeze, the skul-a-mug-mugs splew jaw-chawing freeze.
We'll brain fizz tall bigs, Halloween they'll deep nicks, they'll shop-clup inside nasty Noras and Nicks.
Loon moon scoot scattered from thruffening clouds. Hoot, holler, whirlwind, quick whipped up guff rounds. Windows were shuttered, tight pulled all drape folds. Brain frizzed tall big ones, latch click locked door holds. No trickery, no skrill screes, no dress spooks to streets. On a skul-a-mug night, no Halloween treats. To bed mats and siverns, quick splickety licks, screed splooked out tall bigs to Noras and Nicks. But of skul-a-mug-mugs, tyke tots knew no scare. Outbrave them, outskull them, they'd Halloween dare. The quickstant they tot took and crush-krilled to beds, fling up again, spring sprung, go sivered tyke heads. Through crick-cracks and door holds and see-throughs ajar, steam sped ghost whist hobs from close, next, and far. They loud crowded side stalks, flittering grugs, scringing, twing-whinging to skul-a-mug-mugs. Thrickle and thrackle, thunder a-thray, skul-a-mug-mugs will splook you away. Squick quick as hair scares, upsprung skul-a-mugs all. Hoarse hollered, moan groaned, their smeark skul-a-mug call. Trickle and drackle, dead dinders and dreads, ghouly-gob tykeys will skeer off your heads. To frontin', to backen, and clup skulls right tight. Skrill screed the tot trickers, will full-face skull fright. Black bittern night splintered with skul-mugs 'gainst tykes. Skulls first to the fore, then tots took their strikes. The scarefest crish-crashed, up, over, round, under. But strong sure tyke tots outmovered skull thunder. Nip swift, child tide, skit scuttled their foes. The skul-a-mugs jellied from top tip to toes. Tough tyke brats score win, squick foot out of town. The skul-a-mugs screed, creep crawly deep down. A bittern defeated, they skull-scold and scare. leaving Halloween trick-treats to tot child do dare. While skul-a-mug-mugs sculled who knows which where, low drooped the How wind as Moonface outpipped Fair. Then Bone-froze tall Biggs felt shake-freer fade way, and lock-latched door holds to trick-treaters play. Ghost-sivered tot tykes glom-gathered sweet treats, liff-laughing, flip-flapping through skull-mug-free streets. With good'uns aplenty, yak-yawling with fun, they crickled home, their skull-skirmish won. Their ghost-siverns off, in sweetens heap deep, they miggled with big ones of skul-a-mug creep. The tall biggies quisted how tot tykes knew true to skit-scare skull-mugs with splick daring do. But tot tykes lip grinned, what knew they knew they. Then they ghost-sived big ones and tune-taught the song's play. One all they sprang-sang, ghost-hobbing up-down, lip-looping that skull-mugs dip-drooped out of town. Thrickle and thrackle, thinder a thray, skul-a-mug-mugs, we splooked you away. Bright long they cheer-chanted that Halloween night, how tot tykes spied skull-mugs, a black bittern fright. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me for this wonderful story, this lovely poem. We've got combined so many complex syllables and sounds and turns it into a beautiful work of poetic and verbal art. Now, you may not have understood everything you've read there, but I am hoping from the context as well as the pictures you were able to gather and realize what was happening in the story. But then again, part of the appeal of nonsense poetry is that it's up to the individual to realize the story as it appears to them. And I hope you guys truly enjoyed this form of poetry as I have so much. And I hope it encourages you to check out some other fantastic nonsense verse out there. One poem that comes to mind is The Jabberwock by Lewis Carroll, featured in Alice in Wonderland, a wonderful example of nonsense verse. Thank you guys so much for watching this story with me. I encourage you to check out some of the other stories on this channel. And if you're looking for fun activities you can do right from the comfort of your own home, go ahead and check out veronalibrary.org/children. Until next time, I'll be seeing you. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.